What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we are not in Dallas, Texas. We are in Colorado. But why?
HP and I are on the second to last day in a 2-week trip. You see, a week ago we got married in Yosemite National Park, and we've been on a 2-week trip ever since, exploring the entire western part of the country in our Ford Transit camper van.
You know, the Ford Transit camper van that's been in our backyard for like 2 years that we've been working on a lot. It's finally done.
And today we are going to be doing a full in-depth van tour, and what better place to do it than right here with this view.
So let me give you the tour. So as the van sits is exactly how Aubrey and I have been living in it in the past 2 weeks. And honestly, it's far exceeded our expectations for how comfortable and how functional this van can be. Now, as you can see, I'm about 5'9", 5'10", maybe 5'11" on a good day, depending on the shoes. And I have plenty of room to stand in here and walk around comfortably in our kitchen area. So let's start with our sink side of the van. Now in the kitchen area, we do have all of our appliances like our coffee maker, our tea kettle, our teas, and our coffee mugs up top. This is just kind of our super function where we're gonna drink tea at night, we're gonna have coffee in the morning. Kind of serves as a nice space of things that we don't want on the counter, but we'll use at some point in the day. In the kitchen sink area, we do have 2 appliances over here, which is kind of something I really like. We installed this just single tap water from our cold water reserve on the back. It's a 25-gallon tank, so it provides a lot of water. And we do have this cup cleaner, which I think is probably one of the coolest features we added last second, and it's actually proven to be pretty useful. It's kind of nice for times when you just really fill up a bottle or you fill up a cup. You just want to give it a quick rinse out, but you don't want to sit there trying to really dig deep in a bottle you can't really get your hand in. So you just simply place it right on top and you press down. Just like that. Now the water tank is actually really nice because Aubrey made it a quick disconnect system, which means I just really have to pull on that right there, and I've disconnected the sink hose. I can place that off to the side, and now I can just pull out our water to be dumped right outside properly in a gray water disposal. Also down below, like most kitchen household sinks, you keep all of your cleaning crap right underneath it. So we have our first aid kit, our little vacuum, some cleaning supplies, some extra sponges, and in an emergency, a straw where you can pretty much just suck up any water you see through the straw and you can drink it. Even poo-poos. Life straw. TM. Now up top, opposite of our kitchen sink area, we have made a designated snack storage area. And as you can see, it is cluttered with a bunch of snacks because Aubrey and I are a little bit of a fatty sometimes, and we just decided to just keep buying a bunch of crap.
And it holds a deceptively large amount of food.
Yeah, it does. So I'll have you know that I've tried my best to deplete that, but it's not going well. On the other cabinet, we do have all of our plateware, utensils, our special plates, our bamboo plates, Aubrey's really proud of those, cups and all, and our utensils all in this nice bag, and a bunch of cutting boards. Now this is the starboard side of the van, and we do have a starboard window, which is really nice. We have seen clear to dino. That's for me. And we do have a 120 outlet system I did plumb from our inverter, which actually makes it really nice because we can plug in all of our cameras, all of our GoPro equipment, all of our phones and watches, all into this one single strip, and we do have some extra outlets down below. Now, we do have a literal banana hammock, not a figurative one. You know what I mean. And coming down here is our refrigerator. Now, our refrigerator is kind of special. It kind of looks just like a fancy cooler, and that's pretty much what it is. It does have a refrigerator side and a freezer side, and you can control the temperature individually and even put it on an eco mode so it doesn't drain your batteries that we have been storing all the power in. It opens up this way, and it does provide some access, but the nice part is you can actually take this whole system out via these really heavy-duty sprung handles. So you can take it out, you can put it up top, you can organize it and put it down below. Aubrey and I have probably had a little bit of trouble pulling this in and out, so I might build a little slide so we can slide it all the way out, make it a little easier, but for the most part, it's done a really good job keeping all of our stuff cold. We've had deli meats in there, we've had sodas, we've had even just groceries and vegetables all in there. It's had no problem keeping it cool. Now, moving to the bed area, this isn't just one bed, but 2 beds. Also Nico's bed, right down here. Now I built this step, and it's kind of funny because it looks kind of dinky. Aubrey helped engineer it as well, and this took me a lot of time to build, but it's for good reason because it holds a lot of weight. Now I'm a hefty 90 to 150 pounds, somewhere in between there, but it snaps right into place, and it can hold right about 350 pounds per side, which makes it, I don't know, math, 800.
700.
I don't know.
Now this bed behind us is a short queen. It's a foam memory mattress that we actually got from Sam's, and behind the mattress on the doors are like just packing cubes that we have affixed to the door with magnets, and it allows for us to easily store things like my contacts, things like our toothbrushes, hairbrushes, things that we'll need on a daily basis, but we also don't want to take up cupboard space with those things. And then that one right here stores our clothes and our pajamas. That way we can easily get dressed in the morning and at night without having to actually exit the van, which has been super nice.
Now, one thing I really love about this van is that this van originally was a 15-passenger van, which means it had a rear AC system, and I wanted to make sure to incorporate that because I'm a chunky boy, and especially when it gets hot out there, I want to make sure that the van stays cool. So I incorporated this AC vent to the rear, so if we do want to leave the van on at night, we can open that AC vent, and it just blows nice cool air right across this back section of the van. Now up top, I do have a venting van. This is a max fan. Now these things really pull out a lot of air. I just simply twist this open, and now I have some cool air kind of venting out. Now the nice part too is if I roll down the front windows and I turn this thing on, it'll suck out all the hot air and pull in cool air from that side of the van, which means this van is nice and breezy in the summertime.
Now this fan is pretty well insulated, so it does retain its temperature quite nicely, but it is nice to have that fan up top to circulate the air just so it's not quite as still in here. And then it's a really great backup plan to have that vent right there, and it's really come in handy in times where you're driving through Arizona or California whenever it was getting really warm and we needed to leave Nico in the car for a bit.
So this is the control side of all of our electrical that I've added to the van. This van does run on a 400-watt solar kit, which means I've over-engineered it way past what it probably actually needs to be in this van, but that's good because Aubrey and I haven't ran out of power in this van one time. We did have a couple of cloudy days where this did get to about 60%. We had a lot of tree coverage in Yosemite Valley where there was just no sun hitting this van, but we had no problem powering all of our lights, all of our refrigerators, and even well, all of our phones that we plugged in at nighttime too. So I have our shut-off switches for the solar and for the battery bank. I have our solar controller right here. And if that wasn't enough, in the worst case scenario, if we have no sun whatsoever, I also have it plumbed to the van alternator. So all I have to do is turn it on and it'll actually power and charge our batteries that we keep stored underneath the cabinets. And I built this homemade shoe rack. I'm really proud of this. Take a look at that bad boy.
This shoe rack is one of my favorite additions to the van for some reason.
It's kind of nice. I mean, if you want to put your slippers on, put your dirty shoes on, doesn't really crowd the space, and look, luxury finish. So last but not least is our trash can. This is something that Aubrey bought, and I thought it was the stupidest thing because it's just kind of dinky and small, but it's actually coming.
It's so handy.
It's really handy. It has this little inside pocket that you can just unvelcro right out, pull it right out, dump your stuff on the side of the road, and then put it back in. Just kidding, littering is not funny. But it's made it really easy to clean out, put it back in, and look, it even has a little storage space for extra bags and a water bottle you want to put on the side. This has actually been really functional. I like it a lot. So one thing I really like too that Aubrey and I installed, this is actually one of the first things we installed because we're just so excited to see it.
It was the first.
It was the first thing to install, was our swivel seat. Excuse me. Excuse me. Just spin that wide around. Pa-pow. Just like that. Look at that. This room for activities. Perfect. So this has actually been really nice because though Aubrey has been sitting on that little seat right there, she'll sit on the bed. We'll just be eating our meal on the inside if we're not eating it outside at a little camping spot. It's just kind of nice to have a nice little seat to sit back and relax and just kind of enjoy the van as a whole.
Well, and it really opens up this space quite a bit.
Yeah, it does.
Makes it more functional.
So the nice part about having a Ford Transit or just a van in general, vans are always meant to be driven, which means that they're like the most functional spaces possible. Like in any auto vehicle you'll get into is going to be a van. Plenty of cup holders on the inside, a lot of storage down below, even small pockets for our giant water bottles to fit in the dash comfortably. No more having to crowd out these little tiny cup holders with a oversized bottle, and even plenty of storage space up above. Even the doors have massive amounts of cargo space with all of our morning vitamins and medicines on the side, and even our handy dandy maps. Now the backside has been really nice because it's provided us with a lot of space back here. And as you can see, we've been using pretty much like every single bit of it. Now, it's jam-packed with all of our camera gear, all of our clean bags. We even have some totes back there for our outside camping stuff, like tables, like Nico's full-size, oversized crate. And we plan to be building a bike rack back here that's gonna be able to slide in and out. We might have to do a little bit of tweaking to make sure that we can have dedicated pockets for things like maybe jacks or tools. That way it's not crowding up actual usable space that we could be using. Now, we store the blinds for the front windows down here in this small little cubby. We also have this giant, massive 25-gallon water tank, which has been really easy to fill up, and it's served us very well. This is also where we keep a lot of our small things like extra flashlights, our clothes bags, and even just small things like shampoos, sunscreens, and extra chargers. On this side, we have all of our shoes, our shower sandals, and even Nico's feet cleaner. So when he gets super muddy, we don't have to have him track mud on the inside. I mean, this is what it is. It is a garage, and people store a lot of their junk in the garage, especially when you've been living out of it for 2 weeks. It's never gonna look super pretty like a Sears catalog magazine.
At this point, we're definitely brainstorming different ways that we can make the garage a little bit more functional. That way you don't have to take everything out in order to get to the stuff in the back, but it's definitely going to be a work in progress.
Now, when building this van, we really didn't build this with Aubrey and I in mind so much, just that anybody who would be using it when we go to rent it out, that it would just be super easy for them to hop into and be completely off-grid and not having to worry about, okay, do I have to park at an RV spot? Where am I gonna go? Do I have to hook up to water? Do I have to hook up to power? We haven't had to hook up to really anything, really just fill up the back tank at the occasional potable water fill-up station. That's been it. It's been really nice. Aubrey and I have been able to pull over on the side of the road, sleep at visitor centers, sleep in national parks, even sleep in Costco parking lots. We've had everything we could absolutely wanted in this van and more. It's been really cozy on the inside. I thought Aubrey would have hated it, but Aubrey's actually liked it a lot. She's told me multiple times how cozy it's been and how easy it's been to use.
Now, I definitely consider myself somebody who really likes the outdoors. I like to hike, I like to go to national parks, but I also like my creature comforts, and that's one of the reasons why I hate camping. So I was definitely curious to see how I would like the camper van, and I absolutely love it. Now, I wouldn't want to live out of this thing full time, 100%, but it is definitely going to be amazing to have for the occasional 1 or 2 week vacation like we've done for the last 2 weeks. Now, as far as our plans with this RV, it is officially complete, and it's going to be rented out on RV Share and Outdoorsy. In fact, by the time that this video is live and published, our RV listings will also be live as well. Now, I'm sure that there are things that we'll probably improve on and fix here and there as time goes on, but it is ready to be rented, and I couldn't be more excited. I'm definitely one of those people that was intimidated by how the van would drive, how it would work, if we'd have any issues, and this thing has run flawlessly over the last 2 weeks, and I think it's going to do extremely well on the rental platforms. Our plan is to start out by pricing it at like $125 per day, $150, and then hopefully work our way up to where it's making $250 per day. So that's definitely the thought, and we are really excited to see how it ends up performing.
And guys, as always, thanks for joining us. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode.